Good morning. Good morning. Hello, this is AM NetWurk Daily AM Business and Entrepreneur Podcast. My name is Mickey Black, founder of NetWurk.org, and we're gonna bring this to you. It's 5:30 in the AM on the East Coast. We're doing this daily. Today is the first day of our maiden voyage. We're going to be walking through a couple of things, 15-minute podcast, what you need to know to get ready for the day and have your business and entrepreneurship news. So let's get started. Let's walk through a couple of things. So today we're going to be walking through uh, what do we got? The Fed raises interest rates. We'll be talking about that and how that impacts your business. We'll be talking about how to access capital in an economic downturn. And then we'll be looking at some strategies around growing your customer base in spite of a slow consumer spending cycle. So happy May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Let's do it. First, talking about interest rates. So we've got Jerome Powell yesterday raised interest rates by a quarter. A lot of folks will probably say, what does that mean? Though that means a couple of things. So for your business, when you're raising capital, it's going to make that capital more expensive. So you'll start to see impacts in the system in the next couple of weeks as financial institutions adjust. But you will see that increase in the interest rate in whatever consumer lending, business lending that you'll be seeking. So it impacts a lot of folks raising capital at this point. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but just talking about a couple of other points, what that does for the employment market. So in an attempt to reduce inflation, they've been trying to increase rates. And what that does is that changes the impact on the employment market, being that you'll start to see people lose their jobs as companies. Let's put a little background music in the mix. But as companies start to need to reduce spending, as they start to look at ways to decrease costs, you'll start to see the employment market soften. And then in turn, you'll see that impact on consumer spending. What that means in terms of consumer spending is a lot of things outside of your staple items. Consumers may not have the dollars for that. So you'll see whether that be a decrease in vacations, decrease in luxury spending. You'll start to see that impact as a result of this latest increase. So we'll just want to keep that in mind. We've got a couple of other lenses to look through. So we've got access to capital in the economic downturn. So right now, increase in interest rates, you're going to have economic downturn coming out of that, whether that be loss of jobs, decrease in consumer spending. What we're going to take a look at, a couple of things you want to keep in mind is how to secure capital in the market before you see the tightening. So before the interest rates work through the financial institutions, you want to see how to secure the capital that you're looking to gain the next coming weeks. Really, to prepare for that recessive environment. So all the factors that I was talking about, you'll see those working through the system in the next couple of weeks. So you'll want to have the extra cash on hand, so you're not trying to raise capital later once the tightening starts. So if you're in the process of raising capital, securing capital, you'll want to do that sooner than later. And another thing that people are looking at is a lot of founders and companies are looking at non-traditional lenders for a couple of reasons. The matrix or the rubric of what the considerations are may be a little different with a non-traditional lender. Financing may come a little sooner, less paperwork, but you'll want to definitely keep an eye on the interest rates that you're signing up for. So make sure it works for you. But a lot of founders are looking at non-traditional lenders as an option in this certain environment. Last thing we'll take a look at is how to grow your customer base in spite of a slowing consumer spending cycle. There's three things we'll look at, and actually, we got one more bonus at the end in terms of a tip to grow your consumer base. But three things you want to look at. First, an easy, low hanging fruit option would be to improve your customer service. There's always more you can do tapping that email list that you haven't hit up in a while. Really taking a look at your customer service processes and seeing where you can sort of go that extra mile. Behind that, some other options include expanding services and products. So look at your current service mix and see what analogous products you can start to offer your customers to start to grow the basket, so to speak, but really increase the number of options that your consumers have when wanting to spend with you. And then behind that, one thing you can do is collaborate with analogous brands. So whether or not it's you're a home and garden brand, and you want to find other analogous brands and start to tap into their consumer base and do some sort of co-brand, co-promote. That's one way to easily address larger customer audiences. So that's one easy win. One other bonus tip is looking at acquiring struggling competitors. And so that's kind of bringing it full circle, right? So, as we were talking about before with the downturn cycle, there'll be a lot of companies that will feel the impact. And one way of being prepared is if you're kind of doing your homework, getting your finances in order, raising capital so you're prepared for this downturn. One easy way to leverage the environment would be to acquire struggling competitors. That's an easy way to really take advantage of the market, but also grow in an otherwise recessive environment. So those are the real three things we wanted to kind of touch on this morning. Just get the day started thinking about the environment that's going on in terms of the economy and what that means for your business. So I thank you for the first maiden voyage of the AM NetWurk. Again, Mickey Black, founder of NetWurk.org. Wanted to give a special shout out to our sponsor. Check out our sponsor, thecoffeemug.co. Sip in style. We believe the mug that you drink should be as unique and special as you are. Anyway, good hanging out. Happy Thursday, everyone. Again, Mickey Black. It's May 4th. Connect. Get connected. NetWurk. Catch you later. Peace.